What can you tell us about the season premiere for the people who haven't seen it yet?
It starts off in a very unusual place, which is we're very excited about. We approached the first episode as if it was a movie sequel. So we like, what do all the best sequels do? So every character that comes back gets a real sort of cinematic reintroduction, and everything about it is 2.0. It's a sort of a new mission statement. It's 5 months after the undertaking, so we're finding some people, in very different circumstances than people are probably expecting, and both emotionally and professionally. And I don't know, it just there are moments in it that just feel like if this was a movie, it was part two, or even like sometimes the feeling I got when I watched like the X-Files movie, that it was like, oh, it's like a TV show, but it's like a movie, and like this, episode 201 sort of feels like we somehow pulled off the movie version of the show.
You guys like bringing in people you like Mario. And
Mm-hmm.
Summer Glau is
Mm-hmm.
obviously a big fanboy crush. So can you talk about bringing her in and how long we're going to see her and what she brings to the mix?
Well, what's really funny about Summer is, and she even said to me, she's like, I've never played anybody like this before, and she was sort of like, so when do I get to punch somebody? And, what's interesting about Summer's character, because even though Isabel Rochev is a character from the comic books, she's actually a nemesis of Oliver Queen's far more than she's a nemesis of the Arrows. One of the big story arcs this season is that the company that Summer represents is trying to take over Queen Consolidated, because Queen Consolidated took a massive PR hit, considering that they were the company that built the machine that killed 503 people. Oliver really has to step in and become the CEO. So with Summer, there's a lot of banter and jousting and sparks flying and anger and yelling, and it's sort of a fun, different dynamic than we've ever had on the show.
So you're saying they're going to get together at some point with those sparks?
Just because sparks fly doesn't mean people are going to get together.
You mentioned escalation. How does that kind of reflect on the role of villains for the player?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
You mentioned escalation. How does that kind of reflect on the role of villains for the player?
I think that some of the villains that are, some of the villains that are showing up this season are I don't want to say caused by the vigilante, but like, you know, some of the villains of season two have sprung up in the wake of either the vigilante's absence or because of what he did, which is sort of a new thing for Oliver to have to grapple with. That it's sort of the classic, which came first, the heroes or the villains, and this season Oliver has to face some of the consequences of him going out and putting on the hood and fighting crime last season. But then we still have just some sick twists